G'day MMA gods, it's me again, Dougie. And I want to know, MMA gods, what did we do, huh? What did we do to deserve this? We were there for you during the break. There wasn't UFC on for like 4 or 5 weeks over that Christmas break, and we, the MMA fans, we were still here talking about MMA every single bloody day, coming up with all sorts of wild tier lists just to keep the conversation going, just to keep the gods alive over that period. We knew about your deep lust and need for blood to be spilt all over that cage, and we were okay with that. And we waited and kept the flames burning. And we have sacrificed so much already this year, to the point where Tony Ferguson isn't even in the UFC anymore. With no glorious send-off, no this is ultimately definitely his last fight, just a little bloody tweet. And off goes one of the legends, given to you, the MMA gods. Yeah? There's careers of some of the greats have already gone. Old school legends of the game, once in a generation names. I'm talking the big ones, the ones to smite champions. You know, the Victoria Dudakovas. I'm kidding. Chris Weidman, gone. No send off, no applause, no arena, no roses falling from the sphere, nothing. Just a tweet and bloody see you later, mate. You're gone too. Yeah, and yeah, he was actually a bit of a prick, bit of a shit bloke, but you know, whatever. He was one of ours. He was our shit bloke. And now he's yours. He's gone up to the heavens, MMA gods. We waited and talked about nothing for weeks just to come back to Dern versus Ribas 2. And we were there. We watched it all. We sat down and watched WMMA. Can you believe it? That's what we were willing to sacrifice to you guys. To you fucking guys, man. We were willing to give that to you fucking guys. It's not just that. It's not just that we've given you some of the favorites already. Some of the fan favorites already this year as well. Look, we gave you Moicano, yeah? He was on a run. There was hope. There was belief that somehow there was this weird autistic idea out there. Maybe this guy could work his way up to a championship lightweight fight, even though he's 36 years old with several injuries. But there was a fire there, and just through the sheer willpower of fucking wanting it, he could have made it to the top. Yet we sacrificed him and gave him to you for you lusty, blood-fueled MMA gods. We have given to you relentlessly over months and months and months. And this is how you say thank you to us? This is how you reward our love with UFC 312? MMA gods, I don't mean to question you. I'm just a humble MMA fan. But what the fuck is this, yeah? What the fuck is this card? You cannot ever accept any MMA fan with a single brain cell to just accept Justin Tuffer as a fucking feature fight. Jimmy Crute on a fucking pay-per-view. What are we doing here? Why is this happening? Why is Israel Adesanya Anzac fighter? Why did that happen the weekend before in Saudi Arabia? Dan Hooker, Anzac fighter, happening a month later. Kai Kara France, down the pipeline. JDM, down the pipeline. Steve Erceg, down the pipeline. Why the fuck is all of Australia and New Zealand carrying the entire UFC schedule for the first quarter of 2025? And as a thank you to that, the card that's actually happening in Australia is the equivalent of a restaurant just serving you a burger with all the leftover ingredients covered in mold. It's like Gordon Ramsay, yeah? He goes to the back of the kitchen, pulls out all the old moldy food that's been stored in there for 100 years, and he just slaps it on a plate, brings it out to you, and goes, yeah, you wanted food? There you go. Every other plate on the table gets it all fresh from the same fridge, but you get this moldy plate of crap. And then to ask to pay for it, it's like Gordon Ramsay has just stood up on the table over this moldy plate of food, whipped his dick out, just started pissing all over it, screaming, "Eat it! Eat it!" That's what's going on here with UFC 312. It's not just the fact that it's dog shit. That it is dog shit. It's the fact that we, the Aussies, and the Kiwis, our little helpless brother over there, yeah, seem to be carrying the entire goddamn UFC roster on our fucking backs right now. What the fuck happens if the main event falls through? What happens then? What happens if someone trips on a cable, or a weight cut goes wrong, or a back is popped on an open sparring the day before? What then? What then? What then? What, we're gonna have fucking Weili Zhang as the main event? If that happens, I swear to God, it will be this channel's mission to teach every single person that comes across this channel how to the art of sailing the 7 seas of the internet, of flying the black flag, if you know what I mean. I will figure out how to work the audio button in Discord, and I'll do it my goddamn self. I'll show the shit my goddamn self. I'll buy a website with some crypto on a Russian server, and I'll set up a whole new, I'll set it up myself. I'll fucking do it myself, mate. I will go down to the streets of Melbourne and start offering the nearly endless supply of junkies that line our streets $20 each, and start my own goddamn fight promotion just to rival yours, Dana. If that main event falls out, it will be my life's mission. You listen to me, UFC and the MMA gods. On behalf of everyone in Australia, right? We have gotten together on our boats, yeah? Having a couple of VBs at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they said they're totally fine with me speaking on their behalf, yeah? Left lane, bedtime, every MMA bloody fan, they've all said, yep, go for it. Eugene Berman, he took a while to say it, but he said it. He said, Dougie, you let them know. You let the MMA gods know. We do not fucking care if we don't get a pay-per-view at all in Australia. We really don't fucking care, okay? Any Aussie with a fucking brain isn't spending $900 to sit at the back row to watch something that is clearly better at the pub with all of your mates, okay? Just don't come back to Australia. If the fighters don't want to fight here because our very efficient and superly fiscally responsible government needs to tax everyone to death, then fuck it. We don't want it. We don't want it. We would rather watch a good card at the T-Mobile Arena, which is on at the exact same time, which if you're not there in the stadium, is the exact same experience for us anyway, with a bunch of Aussies on it. Fly us out there and have an Aussie-themed card over at the T-Mobile Arena, because quite frankly, we don't need this shit here if this is what you're going to be fucking serving us, mate. There's no prayer. There's no prayer for this one. There's just Aussie fans and the MMA gods and a big fuck you. We're sick of it. Amen.